Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the hidden messages in company filings and try to find out if they're actually telling us something interesting or just trying to sell us a dream. So American Integrity Insurance Group Inc. is here with their latest 8K, and let's just say it's less about breaking news and more about presenting news. Think of it as a company telling you, hey, we're going to talk to investors and here's the stuff we'll show them. We're going to sift through this to see if there's anything really meaty in there or if it's just corporate fluff. Before we dive in, if you enjoy getting these insider looks into what companies are really saying, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. We also have a fantastic community over on Discord, linked in the description below, where we chat about these filings and much more. Seriously, come join us. Alright, so this document is a Form 8K, which is basically a report file for when a company has something important to announce that isn't already covered by their regular quarterly or annual reports. It's like a special bulletin, and in this case, American Integrity Insurance Group has filed this to give us a heads up about their investor communication plans. This part just tells us the legal basis for why they're filing this form, basically saying they're following the rules set by the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. It's the standard stuff you'll see on most of these reports, confirming they're playing by the book. This is our company, American Integrity Insurance Group. Now, based on the filing, they're a Delaware incorporated company with a stock ticker that's pretty straightforward, AII, trading on the New York Stock Exchange. It's always good to know where a company is based and where its stock is traded, as that can sometimes give clues about its scale and the regulatory environment it operates in. Right now, the main thing this filing points to is the company preparing for investor meetings. They've got an investor presentation they're planning to use, and this 8K is essentially a way to officially attach that presentation to a public filing. This is common practice to make sure that when they present this information to investors, it's also publicly available, avoiding any claims of selectively sharing information with certain people. This is the key item here, item 701, which deals with Regulation FD. Regulation FD, or fair disclosure, is a rule by the SEC that says companies can't selectively disclose important information to just some people, like financial analysts or big investors, without also telling the general public. So when a company is going to give a special presentation to investors, they often file an 8K like this one, attaching the presentation materials. It's like saying, hey, we're talking to investors about this stuff today, and here's the same info for everyone. So what they're doing here is furnishing a copy of an investor presentation. Furnishing is a specific legal term, meaning they're providing it to the SEC, but not in the same way as their regular filings. It's a bit of a softer touch, legally speaking. This presentation is something they'll use in meetings with investors and analysts, possibly talking about their business, their strategy, and how they're performing. The date they mentioned for this presentation is September 4th, right after the filing date. They're also being quite clear that this presentation offers summary information. This means it's not the whole story, but rather highlights. They want people to look at this alongside their other official SEC filings, like their 10Q or 10K reports. They're also adding a disclaimer that they don't promise to update this information, although they might if their management sees fit. This is pretty standard language to manage expectations and legal liabilities. This last bit reinforces that the information here, including the presentation, is being furnished, not filed, in the traditional sense that would make them liable under Section 18 of the Exchange Act for misstatements. It's a way to provide information without taking on the full legal responsibility that comes with a formal filing of, say, financial results in a 10Q. It's crucial to understand this distinction because it means this specific 8K isn't guaranteeing the accuracy of the furnished document in the same way a filed financial report would. Then we move to item 9.01, which is all about exhibits. This is where they list the actual documents accompanying the report. Exhibit 99.1 is the star attraction here, the investor presentation. This is the document that contains all the juicy details they'll be sharing with investors. Unfortunately, the actual presentation content isn't included in the text we have, so we can't see the numbers or the charts they'll be showing. But knowing that it exists essentially tells us what the company is focusing on and what story they want to tell to the investment community. It's probably going to cover their performance, their market position, maybe future outlook, and any key initiatives. Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data file, basically a machine-readable file of the report's cover page for regulatory purposes. It's standard boilerplate and doesn't offer any narrative insights. Finally, the signatures section. This is where the company's authorized representatives sign off on the report. Here we see the signature of Robert Ritchie, who is identified as the Chief Executive Officer. His signing the report, dated September 3rd, 2025, confirms that he, as the CEO, is attesting to the accuracy of the filing as per his role and responsibility within the company. It's a formal confirmation from the top leader. So summarizing this filing, American Integrity Insurance Group is essentially giving the market a heads up that they'll be presenting an investor presentation on September 4th. This 8K acts as a public gateway to that presentation, ensuring fair disclosure. While we don't have the actual presentation's content here, the act of filing this 8K and listing Exhibit 99 signals that the company is actively engaging with investors and likely wants to highlight positive aspects of its business, strategy, or outlook. It's a procedural filing, but it points towards upcoming communication that may contain more detailed financial or strategic insights. Now, let's think about what this means for American Integrity Insurance Group. This kind of filing, especially when coming right before a presentation, often suggests they have positive news or a strong narrative they want to share. They might be talking about growth, recent successes, or their vision for the future. As keen observers, we'd want to follow up by looking for that actual investor presentation once it's released or discussed publicly. Without seeing the specifics of what they're presenting, it's hard to give a definitive thumbs up or thumbs down. But the intention is clearly to communicate their story to the market. Looking at the broader context of the insurance industry, companies like American Integrity Insurance Group operate in a sector that's sensitive to economic conditions, interest rates, and of course the frequency and severity of claims from events like natural disasters or accidents. Their success hinges on effective risk management, pricing their policies correctly, and managing their operational costs efficiently. If they're talking to investors, they're probably going to highlight how they're doing well on these fronts. We'd be looking for signs of strong underwriting profits, healthy investment returns, and a solid capital base to meet their obligations. For us, the takeaway is to keep an eye out for that investor presentation. That's where the real meat of whatever story they're telling will be. This 8K is just the tip of the iceberg, the announcement that there's more coming. What's your take on why American Integrity Insurance Group is doing this? Do you think they're preparing to announce good news, or is this just routine investor relations? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content that decodes the corporate world. And don't forget to join our Discord community through the link in the description. We'd love to hear your insights. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.